welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Carrie.
And I'm Cousin Gina.
Tonight we're talking about our visit to Atlantic City to see the Househusbands and the Joe Gorga comedy show that we went to this past Saturday. Great time.
Very good
great time.
Best night in a long time.
We started the night at Fred and Ethel's in Smithville for dinner, which was delicious as usual. Always good there.
Very good. Very good.
And then we had on the schedule that we were going to go drive by James Leonard's office. We had the address, and I wanted to see where it was because we saw it on Google Maps, and I wanted to get out of the car and take a picture of me in front of it. And Cousin Gina said, "You're not getting out of the car." And Kelly's like, "You're not getting out of the car."
I'm from Atlantic County. I get the news every day about what happens in Atlantic City. You ladies don't get that. It's not a safe place, and where we were was even worse than most.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we took pictures from inside the car, and check out our social media because I'll post some pictures of what's in the vicinity there of James Leonard's office. It is a rough neighborhood.
And when Margaret was talking about, her attorneys on Madison Avenue and this guy, and she's right, this is a really horrible place to have a law office. I would never go there to see an attorney. It's if you know Atlantic City, it's kind of near the resorts area up by kind of by the courthouse. It's very close to the courthouse, but it's in a really, really old building that used to sell fruits and vegetables. It's an old farmer's market. Yeah. And then I think it was the one of the big clubs back in the 50s or something.
Do we think it was the 500 Club?
I think it was. Might have been.
And it's next to the sewer authority,
It's
right?
next to the sewer authority, yeah.
Yes, it is. Somebody's hair bazaar. There's a hair.
That's right. There was a hair
A
bazaar.
lot of places to buy hair in Atlantic City.
Yeah. It was next to a hair bazaar, yeah.
So after we did our drive-by, we headed over to Harrah's. We valet parked because, we wanted to be safe.
Well, we weren't gambling, so we had extra schmuck.
Yeah. There you go. And then we walked around a little bit, found the theater, and decided to get a couple cocktails before we went in.
At a lounge bar.
Yep, at a lounge
Playing
bar.
freestyle music.
Yes.
Amazing.
It was great music, wasn't it?
Yep. Great
Yeah.
music.
And then you could see everybody starting to dribble in.
So a couple of people walk up. I'm like, I think that's Melissa's cousin. Now, I still don't know for sure if that was her cousin.
Oh, no, it was. It was.
You think it was?
That was him and his husband.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't positive. And then slowly more people started coming. So the one cute girl that was on this season, but we didn't get to see too much of her because of everything else that was going on. She was there. What was her name? Tiffany?
Yeah, I think Tiffany, yes.
Yeah. So she was there with this group, and then Melissa's sister showed up, her mom, and they were all like in this area right near us by the lounge bar.
Her mom looks great. I don't know how old she is, but just basing upon how old her daughters are, she looks phenomenal.
I think she just turned 75, I think they said.
What?
Wow, really?
I thought she was younger than me. I'm 68. I thought she was like...
Didn't they say that? Like, wasn't it her 75th birthday? Like, wasn't...
Maybe your 70th.
Whatever.
Right.
I
She
thought
still
she was
looks amazing for 70, but
yeah.
I have a hard time believing she's 75.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
We'll look it up.
Yeah. I'm not, like you said, she looks amazing either way.
Amazing. No matter what age.
So then we get our tickets and we get our wristbands because we have a meet and greet afterwards. And we go to our seats. And we are first row. Cousin Gina can put her feet on the stage.
And Cousin Gina's not even 5 feet tall with really short legs.
First, when we go to show our tickets to get in, I knew the girl checking the tickets. It was Chloe Clark, who, very good friend of the family, and she just got engaged. So congratulations to Chloe. But that was so nice to see her.
Yes, it was for you. We're going to take a picture, and all of a sudden you're like, I have a picture of your face like that.
Yeah, that was great. It was so nice to see her.
It was good.
I smashed my foot on the metal detector. If you ever need to sneak anything through a metal detector, just injure yourself. They kind of forget that the thing was going off.
I didn't know that.
I had a vape pen in my pocket. Yeah.
What, would they have taken that?
No, I have medical. On medical, they couldn't touch it.
Oh, but that set the thing off?
That set the metal thing off, but as I'm walking through, my foot jammed onto the wheel or something. Did you see my foot bleeding, Wendy?
I did, yes,
Yeah,
and I totally forgot.
This. Where the hell was
coming
I?
out of my
Well,
foot.
you were right behind us, and then we were trying to do the picture, and then you saw the girl.
Chloe.
Yes, and then it just like, and I in the back of my head said, "Oh, I have a Band-Aid. I'm going to get Gina a Band-Aid." But then we got inside, and I totally forgot.
The guys on the microphone go, "We need first aid." I'm like, no. I'm just going inside. I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Were you all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
Listen, I bang myself up all the time. Old people always banging into stuff. But yeah, they forgot all about the metal thing going on.
Yeah, that was good. Good boy.
So then we're sitting inside and we're waiting, and Kelly decides she's going to go get a drink. And then what happens, Kel?
So right near the doors to go into the room was a bar set up, and that had a very long line. So if you're looking at that bar, 3 steps up to the left was the lounge bar we had been sitting in for an hour before the show. So I'm like, well, fuck that. I'm not standing on that line. I'll go back to the lounge, which I did. It took me 5 minutes. I came back down the 3 steps, and I just happened to look at the last person in line at the long line bar, and I said, listen, just so you know, there's a bar right up those steps and there's no line. And the girl turns around and goes, really? And I looked and I'm like, that's Vanessa Riser, Louis'
ex-fiance.
For sure. And then, so she's like, thank you so much. So she goes up there. I told a couple other people, quite honestly, too. And then I go back in, I tell Wendy and cousin Gina my story, and then we'll get there. But as the show is progressing, she gets up and asks a question.
Oh, you can get there now.
I just think it's a little odd that she was there. I'm not going to lie.
I think it is too.
So the question she asks is there anyone on the cast that you wonder what they do for a living? That you don't know what they do for a living?
That they have a job that you can't figure out what it is.
Right. And she's basically talking about Louis, and we all know she's talking about Louis, and Melissa shuts it down completely.
She shut a few things down. She told the line. She really did. And it didn't affect the show at all. But somebody on stage, I don't know who it was, said, are you Louis' ex-fiance?
I think it was the guy.
Oh, it was the guy with the microphone, the host.
Yes, right, that's because she announced her name. She said, my name is Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, are you Louis' ex? Mm-hmm. And that's when she asked the question. And she didn't answer, and then Melissa shut it down, and she sat down. She just sat down.
She sat down quick.
Yeah.
Because I turned around to see what the people on stage were going to say. Melissa shut it down, and when I turned around to see her reaction, she was gone.
Yep.
Gone. She sat down real quick.
I just think it's a little odd that she was there. You thought what?
Just thought it was a little odd that she was there. I really think that they're just obsessed with each other.
I do too.
Oh, I don't think Melissa and any of those people have anything to do with her.
No, me neither. That's why I think it's very bizarre that she would go there.
Her wanting to go there.
Why?
Yeah, why though? Like, I don't know. I just think it's like adding fuel.
The same reason
and that makes them look bad.
Yeah, the same reason that she is constantly, contact, or in the past had contacted everybody. Some people just, I don't know whether they want the fame or they just can't get over it, but she is a therapist and her specialty is poison relationship. Yeah, being in a relationship with a narcissist.
Right.
So
I have a feeling she tapped into that specialty after she dated him.
Yeah, she was a therapist before, and then she realized how much experience she had in dealing with a narcissist. So that she could, listen, mental health workers, I give them a lot of kudos. They don't make a lot of money unless you're at the medical doctor level, and they have to deal with the most depressing stuff. My nephew has a mental health practice. Yeah. And the stuff they have to deal with and come home with, God bless them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the Vanessa Riser story. I couldn't believe it was her, and then just thought it was odd she got up and asked a question. I don't know the whole thing, but
I agree.
Shut it down. It did not go any farther, and that was that.
Yeah. And Melissa
Yes.
shuts up. Well, we'll get there when we get to. We're kind of going out of order.
That's
Yeah.
okay. So then the show starts with Frank. He was the MC of the show. Frank Catania comes out and he lets us know
Wait, no,
that
he wasn't the MC. That
Oh.
strange guy that came. Who was that guy?
Oh, Bill Spady.
Who is
Bill
that?
Spadia came out.
He's
right.
running for governor. I
Strange
never heard
guy.
of the guy. Who is he?
So
Apparently
Bill's a DJ on 101.5.
Oh,
Well-
that qualifies him to be the governor.
It's talk radio. So he's a talk radio guy. So he came out in the beginning and got the crowd, a little riled up. And then he introduced Frank. And he said that he's friends with the guys. He's friends with Joe Gorga, friends with Frank, and he's known them a long time. And then Frank gets up and starts talking about how he found out about this comedy show that he was going to be a part of is when he opened up his Instagram.
And saw the advertisement for the show.
Saw the advertisement, and he calls up Joe and is like, "What is this?" He goes, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun." He's like, "Well, do you think you should have asked me?
Yeah.
See if I'm available."
To say that, I guess it's a commercial. It's hard to call something a commercial anymore, but it was running on their, Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
It was the advertisement with the guys doing the construction work, like they're all
Oh,
carrying
so
pipe.
funny.
That was, I don't know who's doing their marketing, but they hit it out
was
of the
good.
park with that one.
It was good.
Yep. Wendy got up to ask a question. Oh, so after Joe does his thing, which he was funny. He was funny.
He was funny. Now I've seen Joe before. Well, Kelly and I saw him and the Husbands a couple years ago at Hard Rock. And I saw Joe do his comedy with another comedian who opened for him at Princeton last fall. So the comedy that I saw him do last fall, he did repeat some of those jokes this time, but there was new material as well.
Yeah.
And, he, added other stuff to it. So that was good. I think he's funny. He's very relatable. That's what I like about that whole crew is that they're very relatable.
Yes.
They really are friends. They really do enjoy each other's company. They would be hanging out if they weren't filming. They do
Exactly.
hang out when they're not filming. It's kind of like us, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
That's how this podcast came about, is that
Right.
we were hanging out anyway.
We were drinking together every Saturday night
Very
anyway.
fluid, very fluid.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like I get their bond. I get their relationship.
Yeah.
Because
I used to travel with the Killers of Comedy years ago, and I've been to a lot of comedy shows, and I've seen a lot of the same comedy over and over. I've been to hundreds and hundreds of comedy shows, seen a lot of comedians, most of them good, some of them not good. And I have to tell you, Joe Gorga is pretty good. He really
pretty
is.
funny.
He knows how to put a joke together. He knows how to start it. He knows how to tie it together, and he knows how to end it. I don't know if they do have classes to do this, to teach you how to write jokes. I don't know if he's ever done that, but
So-
the way he sets it up and the way he executes and finishes, he's really good. I didn't
And he
expect it. I
a
didn't
couple of
expect
people
him.
from the audience in too.
yes.
You know?
Yes. That
The one guy gets up to get his wife a drink in the middle of the skit. I'm like, what are you doing? How do you not think he's going to call you out for this? And he's like, well, buddy, where are you going?
but
Like,
he
you
did
guys-
the great.
I'm
Yeah.
like this. Like, I don't want anybody to see, I don't want any attention brought on me ever.
You're sitting in the front row. You don't get up.
Right.
Pee your pants if you have to. You do
Right.
not get up.
He was actually sitting in the second row, the guy that got up.
Oh, he was? I thought he was in the front row on the other side
On
of
the other
us. But I
side
thought
of
he was
us,
in the
yeah.
front row too.
Maybe he was. I mean, he was right there, though. Front, second row.
Yeah.
Like, he was right there. Joe did have a coach because when I saw him in Princeton, the guy that, opened for him, they had done Melissa's podcast prior to it. And they were
Is that the
talking
guy
about
who
it.
does make
I can't remember his
America
name.
Italian again?
It could be.
Oh, I love that skit.
It could be. So
I love it.
he's the one who kind of trained
gotta
Joe on
Google that.
how to do stand up and told him how to tell the stories and told him how to do it. Because he talks about it. Like when I first met him, he was just like, oh, this is not going to be good. And, he's been working with him. And like you said, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to start a joke, end a joke, call it, do a callback.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And he knows how to weave the audience in too. Some of your best comedians are guys that do crowd work. I mean, that's a tough thing to do. And he's great with the crowd. I expected him to do all crowd work, even though that's one of the toughest ways of doing comedy. But because of who he is and who we are as an audience, I thought that's all he was going to do.
He knew why most people were there to see him, obviously, because we're Housewives fans.
I was really pleasantly surprised at what a good comedian he was. And I can only see him getting better. And I would not hesitate to recommend someone to go see him, even if they weren't such a huge Housewives fan.
Right.
There was a point where all the guys came out behind him when he was telling a joke, and they all had on their pajamas.
No, they had on his father's pajamas.
No-no's pajamas.
No-no's pajamas.
And the crowd went wild.
Yes, they did.
Because Joe at the time was telling a story about Louis. And I guess it was leading up to where Louis told him, because that's how Louis talked about the pajamas. Louis was telling Joe.
I don't think he was talking about. I don't think he talked about Louis at all. He was talking about Teresa.
No, he was talking about that one part about the pajamas, because he was saying that Louis told him that he was making the girls feel good by wearing their grandfather's pajamas.
Oh, I forget. I have such a bad memory.
No, he didn't talk.
I do too.
About Louis.
I don't remember either, to be honest with you.
But there were some audience members screaming out "F Louis."
Yes, there were, and we were some of them.
But they were.
I wasn't. I don't do that.
No, she doesn't.
I don't.
She had to take down one of my comments on our Instagram today.
I did. So I have a coworker who I've spoken about before. His name is Robert, and Robert is a tree hugger.
Is that why you didn't like the comment?
Yes, he loves Teresa.
Well, get over it, Robert. I don't like Teresa and Jen.
Wait, okay. She had to take a comment down because it offended your coworker?
No, let me finish. Let me finish. I was talking to Robert.
Sorry, my nose is running.
Where'd you go?
I was talking to Robert today, and he said, "You posted something on Jen Aiden's, and it was very nasty." I was like, "I didn't post anything." And then I looked. It was on her post, and I have it.
She was in Turkey in some religious area.
Okay, so she was in Turkey, and I text Kelly a screenshot.
That's real good. Posting that you're in Turkey last time your cards got stolen.
So the comment was on Jen Aiden's post.
Well, you got to say where she was, because that's why I posted that.
She was in Turkey at, I guess, some kind of a Blessed Mother place. Because I don't know exactly.
Water. There was holy water.
And it said, We Wine Whenever said, you should probably drink some of that holy water and pray for an exorcism. Good luck.
I know the post, but I didn't read the comments, so that was great.
So it had 100, and when I deleted it, it had 132 likes.
Yes, it did.
Oh,
it was
because you did it under the
I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't believe in hate posts. I don't believe in going on someone else's page.
I was just suggesting that maybe she wants to drink some holy water because she could use it.
And you know where she was? I remember now. She was at the last place that the Virgin Mother lived before she passed away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I deleted the comment because I don't believe in going on people's posts that you don't like and putting hate comments. Now, if someone posts a hate comment on my post, that's okay, and I will deal with that how I want to, but I don't want to post hate on someone else's. I don't have to agree with them.
I don't think that was posting hate.
Well, let me ask you a question. Were you posting under We Wine Whenever or under Yeah, that's why. I get it.
So sometimes I have a couple of cocktails and I forget to change my profile on Instagram, and I think I'm posting as Kelly, and now I'm posting as We Wine Whenever.
Now, if she posted that as Kelly, would you have left it up?
Yes,
she wouldn't have given
absolutely. I don't care. Oh, okay. So anyway, that's why I deleted it. Like I said, I don't want to spread hate. I can not agree with somebody and dislike them. But remember when we were talking about Phaedra, and you kept saying, I hate Phaedra. And I said, listen, hate is a strong word.
That was me that you were yelling at.
Yes, it was you. It was you. I just don't like to put that in the universe. That's all.
I think my point
I'm on the opposite
and
end.
listen, I teach CCD but I'm not, like I should take my own advice, but
yes,
but I'm not.
sometimes you should.
But Jennifer Aiden is the opposite of a Christian in my eyes, of somebody who I think is a Christian.
Yes,
She does not, at least on a show where she's supposed to be being real, she's not exhibiting very Christian-like behavior. So I find her to be hypocritical.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
And me, I'm the opposite end. I'm 68 years old. I'm retired. I worked in human resources management my whole career, where I had to be careful what I said. No more. That's over with. And that's why don't ever be friends with me on Facebook, Wendy.
No, I won't.
Like hell. It's bad.
I'll have to block you.
It's bad.
So I unfollow Jen Aiden on our Rewind Whenever Instagram so that you don't even see her stuff. Because if you're not following her, you won't see her stuff. And I don't know why we were following her to begin with.
Me neither.
We shouldn't be following her, and we shouldn't be following Teresa. If we don't like them, well, we need to stop doing that.
I'm taking it off.
I'll do it, and I'll send you anything you need to know.
I'm taking it off right now.
Okay.
Because we are following her. And
Okay,
I don't
we
know
don't
if
need
you
to
did that.
We don't, probably Lori. Let's just blame Lori.
Yeah, let's just blame Lori. Yeah, I'm unfollowing right now.
Effing Lori.
Fucking Lori.
No, and you know what? And they were being very politically, I don't want to say politically correct, but they weren't, the show was not about bashing Teresa.
No,
absolutely not.
There were some things said, but really bad, and there were some F. Louise, and that most of it was from me. When you're sitting in the front row, you could, listen.
Yeah.
You
have to interact.
You know what question I was going to ask? I was going to ask him for a shot of that Tito's.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about that, to be quite honest with you.
Because that was a big bottle, and they had extra glasses.
Yeah,
it was a big bottle.
Yeah.
So I did ask a question, because then they went to the audience for questions.
Best question of the night.
Yeah. It was a question that, why don't the house husbands get their own show on HGTV where they're flipping houses or doing remodels? And their response was they're working on it. It's something that's in the works. And we did see that Frank had mentioned that there's something that they are working on.
Do you know that there was something they were working on?
Yes.
And then when Louis launched his investigation, it got pulled.
And they hired the PR company to smear them for their smear campaign. And Frank said that it was a conservative channel. What channel is a conservative channel?
That they were going to be on?
Yeah, it was a conservative network. So it wasn't, he said specifically, it wasn't Bravo.
Fox News?
I mean, not Fox News.
Is not conservative, just Fox News is. Christian Broadcasting Network? I don't know.
No, I can't imagine.
I couldn't imagine that.
They should get on.
He just said a conservative network. So whatever.
Fox is the only one, that comes to mind. But I don't. Yeah. I don't really get into that,
But regardless,
I don't really care who's running for president. I'm just more concerned with who's coming back to Real Housewives of New Jersey, Melissa or Teresa.
But I'm saying
we have our priorities.
That is my priority.
Even if it's HGTV, they have to be conservative because all of those shows are rated G. You turn that channel on any time of day or night, and everything is G-rated on things like HGTV.
Maybe it is them.
Yeah. That would be
awesome.
Hey, listen, Netflix just canceled Mauricio's show. They got room, put them on Netflix. Then they don't have to be. Then they could do what they want.
Yeah. Yeah. And there is going to be a Netflix studio in Jersey.
Yes, Hidden Falls.
Yeah.
Guess what? We're just getting one too.
Really? That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. We don't know what kind of movies they're going to make there, though.
Yeah, but who cares?
Yeah.
That's just going to bring more industry into the area.
Oh, yeah. It's going to bring jobs. That's all I care about.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. That's great news.
But Netflix is going to be in the old Fort Monmouth. That would be, how great would that be?
Yeah.
Listen, I'll volunteer and they can come in and do my living room because I'm about to get that done. I'd love to. How great would it be to have those guys at your house?
Well, that's why I said to Wendy they could start with my house. I need the outside of my house done. I need siding, a roof, windows, and then if they want to finish my basement and throw a bathroom in down there, that'd be great too.
Maybe just
So-
give you a whole house lift to give you another floor.
You know, you have to
No,
pay
I
for
don't
that
wanna
when
do
they
that.
do that.
I don't
know?
wanna
Why
do that.
not?
You have to pay. You have to pay for that. They don't do that for free.
Oh,
No,
well,
they do it
fuck
for
that.
free.
No,
You have to pay.
they
You have.
don't.
Yes, they do. You have to pay the taxes for the improvements.
All the materials. Read up on some of those. You know which one I'm talking about? Who's the one where they would cover the house and you'd have to leave and then they take the house?
Oh,
Hi.
the makeover
That
show.
one, people were saying that they had to sell the house. Quite a
No,
few.
that was because of the taxes.
No, it was they had to pay for the materials. I'll look it up later. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then after the show, they tell us that we can wait around and then we're going to go in the back and do the meet and greet.
Wait, before that, excuse me.
Okay. Yep.
The guys that were up there, they brought all the wives up on stage.
Yes. Yes.
Melissa, Danielle, Rachel, and Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just the four of them?
Yeah.
Brittany, look, Brittany's hair. Oh my God. I wanted to look at her hair and check it. She had the most beautiful hairdo. It was
She's so
just
cute.
phenomenal.
She's just so
Gorgeous.
sweet. And we
Gorgeous.
did read in that article today that Frank said she was offered a spot and she turned it down. So
Good for
I'm
her.
happy to know that she was actually offered the spot because I mean, why wouldn't they at this point? Especially since she and Dolores have such a good relationship with each other. But if it's not her gig, it's not her gig, and I get it. Frank
She
Candy
said-
don't need the money, and so neither does Brittany now.
Right.
Say that too many marriages have gotten in trouble or something like that from the show. I
don't
agree.
blame her. This
Yeah,
is,
no.
she's just starting out in a new marriage, and I don't blame her at all.
Probably not worth. What did they pay? Like 70 grand or something the first year. It's not.
They don't
it's
need
not
it. They got
FU
those
money.
dispensaries now. They don't need it.
That's right. Yeah. What does she do for a living?
I don't know. The only thing I knew is that she was friends with Rachel. Frank trained she and Rachel in a fitness competition years ago. I'm assuming that's how Frank met her. And then
No,
so
Frank was John Fuda's attorney.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
you
I don't
said
think
that.
Rachel did a fitness thing.
Yeah,
Yes, she
Rachel
did.
did it.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
did it with
did.
Brittany years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe that's how Rachel got into that gig, by John having Frank as his attorney and knowing that he was a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But that was a real relationship prior to the show. So when the girls came on the stage, everybody went crazy.
Yes.
And they all spoke. Like they said, Melissa was very, she said a few things, but nothing that Bravo would have frowned upon.
No.
None of them did.
None of
And
them.
Danielle was great. Loved it. I'm
Wendy
yelling
got
at
her to
her.
say, "You're
Say
dirty."
Yeah,
Yes,
dirty.
yes.
You're dirty.
Yes.
I loved it.
That was good.
I
was
love
really
that.
good.
Somebody asked her, I think the question was like, what made you, how did it feel to hit Jen upside the head with the plastic glass?
She said it was even better watching it back.
It was
with
even
my
better
friends.
watching it back.
And then
Yeah.
she was saying stuff like, can you just imagine going through that and there's a camera in your face? And Rachel looks good. I mean, she's really not showing yet.
I showed Tess the picture. I said, she's pregnant. She was like, come on. I
Yeah.
said, she's pregnant. I still look 3 times the size of her. But yes, she's pregnant.
Stop.
I hate every picture of myself. I have
I
such
hate
a
every
problem.
picture of myself.
I
There's only one
hate
good one. And I told Danielle, I said, Danielle, stand in front of me behind my fat. And she's like, oh, but my poofy thing's gonna. I said, no, let the poofy thing cover me. Go ahead.
Yeah, see, I need to learn how to position these housewives when I take photos with them from now on.
I have to tell you something. Those wives were the most sweet and gracious ladies because
They
we got
are.
to spend time with them.
Yes. So after the show, we had the meet and greet. We were first in line because of where our seats were. And we took pictures with the guys.
Yes,
Joe,
we did.
Joe, Frank, and John.
Mm-hmm.
And Wendy stayed back with Joe. I'll let you tell that story. But Gina and I just started walking. And where we walked right into all the housewives.
Yeah.
And their families and friends.
Well,
like as if
before
we
that-
had every right to be there with them.
I mean, I knew where I was. I had been backstage there before. But Danielle, when they were done, they were walking off the stage, and to walk off the stage and walk right next to us. So we got a chance to chat with her, and then she got bombarded with pictures because it was a little disorganized at that point because I don't think
Yes.
security knew what to do.
Yeah.
And then they got it all together, and the security guard, he just told, we were right there because we were in the front row. We were the first ones to go back there. So while Wendy has this light on her camera phone, on her phone.
She say beautiful.
She
I said
beautiful
obnoxious.
pictures. Beautiful pictures.
Obnoxious.
Oh, beautiful obnoxious. This thing was so bright, I still can't see out of my right eye. But every one of those guys, because we were the first ones to get her, every one of them came up and hugged me before I left. Thanked me for coming. Yeah. Except for Joe Benigno. And because Joe is sick, it was really smart of him not to do that.
Oh, I think I actually kissed Joe Benigno.
Yeah. Well, I did. I mean, I was concerned because of
I'm
his
like, come here.
Yeah.
Give me a kiss.
No, I mean, I was just a little concerned because I don't think he's getting chemo from the way he talked, but he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
He's got to stay
He
healthy.
looks good. He looks great.
He does look great.
They all looked good.
I've never seen so many short guys in one spot in my life. John Food is the tallest out of all of them.
John Food is the tallest, yeah.
And he's like 5'7".
And the women, they're just so tiny. They're just so tiny.
They
Even
sit
Melissa's
safe.
sisters. Tiny.
Yes.
But very, very nice.
So,
very nice.
While Wendy is talking to Joe Gorga, it was very unorganized. So Kelly and I, we headed over to where the wives were. And then after we did that, security didn't let anybody else over there. We were the only fans that got to spend time with the wives.
And they literally
were
spent
so
time with us.
welcoming. And we didn't overdo it.
They were probably like, what the fuck are you doing over here?
I don't think so.
But then
no,
Gina
not at all.
Had a heart-to-heart with Melissa. You want to tell them what you talked about?
Okay. My husband passed away 6 years ago, and we were together my whole life. I mean, he was my everything. We were together for 47 years. Anyway, and Joe Gorga does a routine.
That was a sign from Joe.
Did you see that, mine? Yeah.
Yes, that was Joe.
Yeah. Joe does a routine where he talks about this getting all hoochie with him, and she's going to give everything to him when he gets home, and he's all excited. And the second she steps out of the car, she's got cramps or something. And, talking about, well, I thought so much about it watching the show, thinking about every time that happened to me. It's like, you get your husband all excited, and then all of a sudden it's like, I got to watch this Real Housewives on or something,
That's right. That's right.
And I don't know what, I'm just, Melissa and I don't know what happened, how it was just Melissa and I talking. And I said, Melissa, I just have to tell you this. And all of a sudden tears start pouring down my, because I'm missing my husband. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling her about, you have to remember every time you tell him no, when he's gone, you're not going to get that back. I'm not saying don't ever say no, but you really have to just remember that everything that you're going to lose and everything you're going to miss out. And I'm crying, and she's like, oh my God, why did I make her cry? And she's holding me. She's like, and we were just having this, and I'm telling her, we're having this conversation. And then I said something to make her laugh, which was good. I had just telling her about.
You made her laugh, and then her sister walked over with her husband, and his reaction was so fucking funny. I think his name is Scott, Lisa's husband.
Was so
I think.
Sweet.
I don't know. But his reaction,
so
Melissa's like, she's telling me how much she misses her husband and how she regrets not fucking him as much as he wanted to. And he was like, whoa.
And then I'm telling her about how beautiful his penis was.
And Danielle walked up and she's like, what's going on? I'm like, I know Gina misses her husband. I know that she was crying, and then all of a sudden I heard something about dick. So I'm not sure.
I don't know. I just
how we made the transition, but the transition has been made.
I just lost it when I was trying just to tell her, just to think about every time you say no, how you're going to miss that when he's gone. on.
Listen,
Because
I went home thinking about it. I'm like,
And
oh my God, poor
and-
Eric.
I said to her, the next time you say no to him, you think about me. And she goes, there's no way I'm ever not going to think about you.
I didn't know she said that.
So funny. So funny.
And then
She
her
said,
sister comes over.
This
and I
is
have
why
to
they
tell
don't
her
let
sister
fans near
everything.
these women.
Yeah.
This is why security really, really fucked up. They really dropped the ball this time.
She wasn't trying to get away. I knew, like I said, I'd been in that where when not to be overbearing. But when her sister, brother-in-law, and I realized I spent time with her,
His
talking to her
reaction
sister.
was so
about
funny.
but
his
her
reaction,
husband-
he's like, I like her. I like what she's got to say.
After the initial, whoa.
Whoa.
that-
I like this
I
lady.
like her. I like her.
think
She can
about
stay.
You
The
know
other
what?
two gotta go. Gina can stay.
You know what? You don't get those time back. You don't get that time back.
Yeah, no, I did. I went home thinking about
And there's
that.
other things too. Like he wanted to go to Niagara Falls. I don't want to go. Just stuff like that you regret the rest of your life.
Right.
Regret not going
Right.
to Niagara Falls.
Right.
Melissa even said, "Where's Donna Marco? We got to tell Donna Marco this."
Yeah.
She wasn't around at the time.
I did not realize that her mother was widowed twice.
I
That's
didn't
tough.
either until recently, till this year when she had mentioned it. I
Well,
didn't
they
know
were
that.
very young when dad was 40s when he died, like 48.
He
He
must
was
have been young
young.
because I think Melissa was 17 or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't
Yeah.
think she was out of high school. She just graduated. I don't know. It was very sad though.
Yeah.
And
What else?
Then,
What else?
But then Danielle and Rachel were there, and
Yeah, we
I
talked to
have to tell you
Rachel.
something.
Rachel stood around talking to us.
I did not feel that we were imposing on them because they were just. I think they were hanging out there thinking all the fans were coming over, and they just got stuck with us three for like a half hour.
They were probably like this when we weren't looking.
Yeah. Security. No, but listen, if they
They're
wanted
like-
to say, listen, us out of there, we would have been out. Security would have
I
taken
agree.
us out.
I agree.
Okay.
No, they were super, super nice. All of them. I forgot. Yeah, Rachel talked to us too.
but
We were
none of
talking
us
about
would-
her son going to college.
Yeah.
Danielle was giving us words of encouragement to keep doing what we're doing. And,
Yeah. Very sweet. They were all very sweet. Listen, let's just pray and hope that this is our cast for next season
And
because
what
they
was nice
deserve
about
it and they're fun.
We had private conversations with all of them, and we didn't talk about the show at all with any of them.
No, not at all.
Not one bit.
No.
Melissa and
Not
I were
at all.
talking about Dick. Danielle was talking
Correct.
about
Correct.
and Rachel, the kids. And,
I'm pretty sure I said something to Danielle about when your kids become teenagers and they become douchebags. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But that's just the way I talk. And that's
They
why
were
other moms who
very-
can call their kids douchebags, but also put their lives on their line for them are
That's
my
right.
kind of people.
You know what? Every one of those housewives was asking us questions. Like Rachel was asking you a lot of questions, Kel, about your kids and how old and where they going. It's like she was asking questions. She's a
Right.
young mother.
I must have been tipsy. Was I answering okay?
You did.
You were fine.
You didn't
All
tell
right,
me
'cause I don't
fine.
remember. I got such a bad memory.
How you really feel. You put good Mom Kelly face on.
Yeah. Yeah, you
All
were good.
Yeah.
All right,
You were good. So I stayed back because I was talking to Joe because the guy that was running the pictures was trying to 4 pictures. You got to go. I got to move it along. And I was like, Joe, he's like, you got enough? He goes, show me what you got. Let's look and see it. And I was talking to him about the podcast. And then I wanted to give them all the business cards, all the guys the business card for the podcast. And they were all so nice. And then I was like, okay, yep, now we're moving over here. We're going to go mingle with these people.
It was
It was
really
a gr-
smart that you ladies have those cards.
Yeah.
Good
You
thing
know.
Wendy remembered that we had the cards because I'm a loser.
And I take my We Wine Whenever bag everywhere I go. So I'm going to post those pictures. I didn't post those yet.
When you
But
walked into the restaurant, I'm like, why is she carrying a big bag like that? I'm like, I thought maybe you're gonna leave it in the car. Or, it's like, why? The last thing you do is want to carry anything. And then
yeah,
I
I hear
saw
you.
was your swag.
Yeah.
You sell those online?
Yeah.
Not online,
Oh,
but
not
we do
online,
sell
but we
them.
sell them. Yeah.
You just got to DM us.
Yeah. We're getting our website up.
Yeah, we haven't figured that part of it out yet, but we do
Yeah.
have them to sell.
Yes, we
That
do have
looked
them.
like a really well made bag.
Yeah,
It's
they're
the same
embroidered.
bag that Tamara gave the girls in her Big Bear girls trip.
Yep. Yep. But it said Gal's Trip or something. And ours
Yeah.
says We Wine Whenever. It's all embroidered. It is a nice bag.
It's a nice bag.
Nice. But I have to tell you, that was such a fun night.
It was.
It was a fun night. And then we go out and we're waiting for our valet.
Right.
And
I'm
then
sorry, guys. We should have self-parked.
No, because look what happened. This was good.
Yeah.
Well, who do we meet when we were waiting for the valet?
The owner of Sea.
What happened
Sea Isle.
was he doesn't own Sea Isle City, he owns Sea Isle Ice, which is just
Oh,
as
wait.
big. What happened was Wendy said,
You literally can't take me anywhere.
"I came over to us. He saw us in the front row talking to everybody, and he
He
came
said,
over.
"What's your podcast?" I said,
Yeah.
"How do you know we have a podcast?" He said, "They said it." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!"
So he said, "Where are you? That's where are you from?" And he said, "Sea Isle." I said, "Oh, 38th and Pleasure," because I had a condo there up until a couple years ago. So we're sitting there talking about Sea Isle. And then he mentioned he owns Sea Isle Ice. Now, it's like, that's big company. I worked in Woodbine. They were right across the street.
That's big time.
Yeah. And Sea Isle, there's not a lot of people that are from Sea Isle. There's people that have houses in Sea Isle, but Sea Isle doesn't have any, it doesn't have any more. It doesn't even have a grammar school. So I don't think they attract a
They
whole
don't
lot.
even have a grammar school. What
That's
school
why
do
the
the kids
taxes
go
are
to?
so cheap. I told you my taxes there were like maybe a little over 1,000, maybe 1,500 a year. The kids go Ocean City High School.
Okay.
They go to like Ocean View, like right over the bridge to go to the lower grades. Yeah.
Right.
But afterwards, I went on his Facebook page because I didn't realize they sell like a spiced iced tea with the
A spiked
vodka in it.
beverage. Yeah.
And he
That's
was
the
telling
code
us
they gave
about it.
us.
So I
Yeah.
went on his TikTok page or whatever. It looks like it's run by his son. But once I saw it, I said, "Oh, I know this guy. I used to see him at the Plunge because Sea Isle Ice would have a big polar bear seat made out of ice. And you could go up and get a picture taken on it. And they didn't charge you like, everywhere else you go. But they do a lot for the town of Sea Isle. They did a lot of sponsorships. And the Plunge in Sea Isle City brings in more people than 4th of July. It's huge. It's in February, and they wear costumes. Everybody gets dressed up and stuff, and they, with the Pope outfits and the nun outfits and the penguin outfits, and they go running in, and then they run out, and they're freezing in there. Freezing. I don't know how anybody jumps in that ocean. God bless them.
Wow.
I got a lot of photos. Where I learned how to use my Nikon.
So we met someone while we were waiting. It was,
Yeah, that was nice.
Yes, another adventure.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
It was very, very nice. And so was his wife.
Super nice. Yes, and his wife. They were lovely.
I don't remember their names, but they were really sweet.
Yeah, so they have a spiked beverage out now. So is it Sea Isle? I have the card.
Sea Isle Ice, right?
No, I think it's a hard iced tea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spiked tea or something? I don't know.
But if you go to, I'm sure if you go to Sea Isle Ice, you'll.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big drinker, but when I do drink, that's the kind of things I like.
Yeah.
The seltzer with the vodka in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody go out and buy Sea Isle iced tea.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
So that's it, right?
And ladies, I have to tell you, really thank you for having me on multiple times to be a guest during our New Jersey season. I had a lot of fun.
We love Cousin Gina.
It was so much fun, and you guys, this podcast is going to do really well.
Oh, we hope
really
so.
Well.
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have you on again for sure.
Yes, definitely.
This is fun.
If anyone is watching, please check out all our social media and follow us. And we're on YouTube. You can watch our videos on YouTube. We have TikTok. You can listen to our podcast anywhere you get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere. So until next time.
Bye.